Hello, health warriors. You have likely been told that walnuts are the ultimate brain and heart superfood. And biochemically, that is absolutely true. But here is a clinical reality that might shock you. Nearly 95% of seniors are unknowingly making at least one critical mistake with walnuts that can actually turn this healthy habit into a subtle health hazard. As our bodies cross the age of 60, our digestive enzymes slow down. Our liver processes healthy fats differently, and our daily prescription lists get longer. A dietary habit that worked beautifully in your 40s can completely backfire in your 60s and 70s because it is not just about the food itself. It is about how your aging biology handles it. Data from Harvard Health Publishing shows that eating just 1 ounce of walnuts daily can slash your heart disease risk by up to 15%. However, when eaten at the wrong time, in the wrong portions, or stored incorrectly, those exact same nuts can trigger inflammation, cause severe digestive distress, and even cancel out your vital prescription medications. Today, we are going to clear up the confusion once and for all. We will break down the 5 most dangerous walnut mistakes older adults make, how they secretly clash with your daily routine, and the exact protocol to make them work for your longevity, not against it. To understand why walnuts can suddenly backfire, we have to look at the invisible shift happening inside your cells. After age 60, your body's internal chemistry changes its baseline rules. The very same metabolic pathways that effortlessly torched calories and absorbed heavy nutrients a few decades ago are now operating at a much slower, more deliberate pace. First, your stomach's production of hydrochloric acid and critical pancreatic enzymes drops significantly. This deceleration directly impacts how your gastrointestinal tract breaks down complex, dense, raw foods. Because walnuts are highly packed with intact plant structures and heavy oils, an aging digestive system has to work twice as hard just to extract the vitamins inside. Second, your liver processes polyunsaturated fatty acids differently than it used to. While younger metabolisms immediately convert these fats into clean cellular energy, an older body filters them much more sluggishly. If your system gets overwhelmed with an improper timing or volume of these heavy plant oils, it can trigger metabolic gridlock, leading to subtle cardiovascular stress. According to data from the National Institute on Aging, nearly 70% of older adults consume omega-3 rich foods weekly, but only about 1/3 do so safely within proper clinical guidelines. The rest unknowingly combine them incorrectly with their daily routines, completely canceling out the benefits and straining their aging biology. Let's look at the exact mistakes causing this breakdown. The first major mistake is eating too many walnuts at once, under the assumption that because a fat is labeled as healthy, the more you eat, the better it is for you. Unfortunately, that is fundamentally not how your gastrointestinal tract operates after 60. Overloading your system with large quantities of nuts forces your body to deal with an immediate caloric and lipid spike it simply isn't prepared to handle. According to data from the USDA, just 7 walnut halves, which equals a standard 1-ounce serving, pack a massive 185 calories and 18 grams of dense fat. That represents nearly a third of your ideal daily fat intake, sitting in one tiny, innocent handful. Because your digestive system naturally slows down with age, it can only process a strictly limited amount of fat at one time. When you go overboard and eat multiple handfuls while distracted by the TV or your morning routine, those unabsorbed fats sit heavily in your gut. This gastrointestinal backup leads directly to painful bloating, mild chronic diarrhea, or unexpected weight gain creeping up on you, even though you think you are strictly eating a clean superfood diet. The biological fix is simple. Stick strictly to 1 ounce per day, which means exactly 7 halves. Enjoy them slowly, ideally as an afternoon snack when your metabolism is at its most stable. To give your body an enzymatic assist, pair them with a few slices of fresh apple or a spoonful of Greek yogurt for optimal digestion. Remember, when it comes to walnuts over 60, moderation is smart biology. The second mistake is a critical failure of timing. Eating walnuts too close to your prescription medications. Walnuts are exceptionally dense in complex fiber and plant oils. From a pharmacological standpoint, these two components work together to form a physical barrier in your stomach, which can delay and severely reduce medication absorption by up to 2 hours. Clinical data confirms that if you consume walnuts immediately before or after taking your heart, thyroid, or blood pressure medications, the active compounds may fail to fully enter your bloodstream. For an older adult managing chronic conditions, this creates highly unpredictable and dangerous blood levels, meaning your life-saving meds are no longer working at full strength. To stay safe, you must establish an absolute 2-hour buffer zone between your walnuts and any prescription pills. Do not allow these healthy plant fats to interfere with your medical routine. The ideal window to enjoy your daily portion is mid-afternoon, a strategic time when your stomach is clear, your morning medications have fully settled, and your body naturally experiences an energy dip. By spacing your nuts out correctly, you ensure that your body absorbs 100% of the medication your doctor prescribed, while still gaining the incredible cardiovascular benefits of the walnuts later in the day. Treating your superfoods with the same respect as your medicine is the key to maintaining perfect metabolic harmony after 60. The third dangerous mistake is using walnuts as a late-night or bedtime snack. Many seniors relax in the evening by grabbing a bowl of nuts while watching television, believing it is a harmless, low-carb choice before going to sleep. However, your biological clock operates under strict circadian rules that completely change how you digest food at night. As darkness falls, your gastrointestinal tract naturally downshifts and prepares for systemic rest. Gastric acid production drops and intestinal motility slows to a crawl, forcing your stomach to break down dense plant proteins and heavy polyunsaturated oils while your body is trying to sleep, causes these fats to sit completely stagnant in your digestive tract for hours. This nighttime digestive halt creates a massive amount of internal pressure. When you lie flat in bed, those undigested fats and stomach fluids travel right back up into your esophagus, triggering severe acid reflux, painful heartburn, and silent sleep fragmentation that leaves you waking up completely exhausted the next morning. The clinical rule for longevity is simple. Completely banish walnuts as a midnight snack and treat them like a mini meal that belongs strictly in the daylight hours. Keep your evening completely light to protect your digestive rest, ensuring your body can focus entirely on cellular repair and deep sleep cycles rather than heavy digestive labor. The sixth critical mistake catches almost every senior off guard: ignoring how walnuts interact with other healthy supplements. Walnuts are celebrated by the medical community for their exceptionally rich omega-3 fatty acid profile, which is fantastic for brain health. But when it comes to highly active biological compounds over the age of 60, more is not always safer. Data from the National Institutes of Health Omega-3 Safety Review reveals that an excessive daily intake of omega-3s can increase your systemic bleeding risk by roughly 40%. If you are already taking a daily fish oil supplement, eating salmon for dinner, and heavily snacking on walnuts, you are pushing your system into a dangerous zone of over-thinned blood. Furthermore, walnuts contain natural binding compounds called phytates that can physically block up to 60% of dietary and supplemental iron uptake when consumed simultaneously. For the millions of seniors who are already highly prone to anemia and chronic fatigue due to low iron stores, this is a major clinical concern. If you are on anticoagulants like warfarin, take high-dose prescription fish oil, or suffer from anemia, you must cap your walnut intake at just 3 to 4 halves a day. Keep your walnuts at least 2 hours away from any iron supplement or iron-rich meal. Remember, even the healthiest foods require strict biological boundaries to work correctly. The seventh mistake can literally introduce inflammatory toxins into your aging body: improper buying and storage. Because walnuts are densely packed with highly delicate unsaturated oils, they are exceptionally vulnerable to heat, light, and oxygen. When these oils break down, they create a chemically hazardous reaction called oxidation. This oxidation transforms beneficial fatty acids into harmful compounds called aldehydes. A study in the Journal of Food Chemistry revealed that over 90% of bulk bin walnuts sold in grocery stores were already partially rancid within just 3 months. These inflammatory aldehydes directly attack your arterial walls and cause severe gastrointestinal tract irritation. The terrifying part is that many seniors operate under the false belief that walnuts are shelf-stable and cannot tell their nuts have oxidized until they taste aggressively bitter or smell sharp. By the time you notice, significant systemic inflammation has already occurred. Fresh walnuts should always smell incredibly mild and nutty, never sour, bitter, or like old chemical paint. To safeguard your cardiovascular health, you must manage your walnuts with a longevity mindset. Buy small monthly batches, seal them in an airtight glass container immediately, and store them in the refrigerator or freeze them to keep them pristine for up to a full year. Remember the rule: fresh walnuts smell like nature, rancid ones smell like paint. The eighth critical mistake is operating under the false belief that food allergies only develop during childhood and can no longer affect you later in life. Data published in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology reveals that adult-onset tree nut allergies are rising by 12% every year, with walnuts ranking as one of the primary triggers for older adults. In a mature body, these new allergic reactions can be incredibly subtle at first. You might notice a mild stomach upset after eating, a slight tingling sensation in your mouth, or a small skin rash that you easily dismiss as simple dry skin. However, ignoring these early biological signals can allow them to quietly evolve into systemic health issues over time. Furthermore, even if your body is not inherently allergic, industrial cross-contamination presents a major hidden hazard. Nearly 95% of commercial walnut products are processed in large facilities that also handle peanuts, cashews, and almonds. For any senior with an existing tree nut sensitivity, this lack of environmental control is a severe risk. Never ignore your body's whispers, because they often speak the loudest later on. Always check your food labels carefully for warnings about shared equipment or processing facilities. If you experience even the slightest shift in your digestion, breathing, or skin health after eating walnuts, stop consuming them immediately and consult your physician. Now that we have uncovered the dangerous mistakes, let's talk about how to make this brain-boosting superfood work safely and beautifully for your longevity. The secret to senior nutrition is not found in eating massive quantities. It is found in establishing a safe, consistent clinical pattern that respects your changing biology. To maximize your heart health and cognitive performance, adopt this simple afternoon routine. Around 2 or 3 p.m., enjoy your 7 walnut halves alongside a few slices of fresh apple or half a cup of Greek yogurt. This strategic timing keeps your nuts completely away from your morning medications, avoids evening acid reflux, and sustains your energy. According to data from the Harvard School of Public Health, older adults who safely include fresh nuts in their diet at least 5 times a week show a 20% lower risk of cardiovascular disease and significantly sharper cognitive performance over time. You do not need a perfect diet to see results. You simply need a smart, protected routine. Take a moment to check your walnut supply today. Make sure they are stored cold in the fridge, smell mild, and are kept far away from your pill organizer. If this clinical breakdown helped you protect your routine, please tap the like button, subscribe to the channel for more science-based longevity secrets, and share this video with someone you care about. Stay strong, stay sharp, and I will see you in our next consultation.